Well, I remember you saying you were supposed to move it soon when I was moving into my... Yep. And right now it's looking I'm gonna be moving... Actually, I was saying lately end of the year, just like last month, but to be honest, it's more looking it's gonna be beginning of the next year. Our apartment working? Yeah, I mean, technically I had to rent apartment, yeah, but right now I'm living in my grandma apartment until that was all done. That's why I was trying to rush things. But yeah, now the whole thing with the grandma got complicated, so last couple of months were... We basically didn't do anything as my apartment goes because we were all focused on that. Last, I don't know, 3 months almost? Actually less, 2 months. I mean, you know how things go. Life, right? Here in America, they aren't waiting on shift. If you want to rent it, you move in a way everything looks really allowed to change anything. Wait, what? Give me a second. Here in America, they aren't waiting on shit if you want to rent it. You move in... That's my apartment. I'm not renting anything. I'm not renting that apartment. That's my thing that I am furnishing. It was... I got it like... how to say it? The building was in Yeah, I own it. I own it. The building was building, so I got everything like from... what kind of rooms I want, where I want stuff inside, like everything was totally empty. Like I got to choose what kind of apartment I want and everything, like what floor, everything is of my choosing. Roof rack is full, good. Let's go back. This is much turning here. Helps if I take handbrake off. No, I wasn't paying rent on it. That would make me broke, dude, if I was paying rent plus on all this shit. I mean, that's why I'm paying for everything else, like the... furnishing the place, right? Only thing I got from the guys that were building, and that's kind of usual thing here, you get a bathroom. You get a budget, and you do the tiles and like utilities of the bathroom. That's what you get from companies that are building. I mean, just one apartment. The building is big. Like, I mean, not huge. I think four floors building, but then there is 20 something, 23, 24 apartments in total, I think. Something like that. So I own one apartment, yeah. You said that... That's unheard of here? What do you mean? There is no apartment buildings there? Maybe I'm saying something wrong. Again, English is not my primary language, so... That's not a house, that's apartment building, dude. Like the big building... It's not a house, it's apartment building. Like, houses are getting rare here, in the main city at least. The closer to the center you are, the less and less houses you're gonna find. Everything is those big buildings, apartment buildings, and stuff like that. I mean, to be honest, that's even going to the smaller places now. Like in my parents' small town, it's more and more, not that this much of course, but more and more of those apartment buildings. Like they get a couple people or want people with houses to every room. So you own the whole apartment. Every room that people live in that apartment belongs to you. Okay, I guess that things are much different here and there. Depend what you buy. I mean, there is 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom apartments here. I own 1 apartment from those. I don't pay rent. That's mine. I own it. I pay the bills. Are you trolling me, Brent? Because there is no way there is no apartments there. Come on. Like, I saw a lot of movies. You probably have apartments before they've been here. Because this place used to be all the houses. How you call them? Blocks? Or maybe apartments means different there, right? Maybe I'm using a wrong word when I say it. I'm trying to figure out what I'm missing here in my language. Here in America you can have apartment, but it's way more expensive and convoluted to live in one. I don't even know what convoluted means to live in one. Yeah, I mean, I noticed that a lot of people having homes there. I thought that was more expensive way to live. I mean, to be honest, the reason why apartments here are also expensive because they are in the big cities and they're in mostly in centers of cities, right? The price of here we measure it in square meters is gonna be less the further away you go. But I guess apartments goes, but depending on the neighborhood, I guess also. So it's not 100% case, but yeah. Convoluted means hard to do because there are a lot of steps and details. Damn. So if you want to buy apartment in like downtown some city, it's much more, it's harder to get it than just a house on outskirts or something. Here apartment are expensive because it's place you can live. If you are out of town, things are more expensive than... Really? If you're out of the town, things will be more expensive than in a town. You're confusing me, man. I'm not sure. Not refuel. I mean, we can refuel too. Not a Ford Force. Okay. Apartments are expensive because it's a place you can live. If you're out of town, things will be more expensive than in the town. Most people here don't want to live in a town. I mean, that would be nice. I mean, but there is also trouble of getting stuff, yeah. I don't know. They like to be where they can own animals, have no neighbors, and it's quiet. I mean, there is bigger advantages living outside the main parts of town. I understand that. I agree with that. Yeah. Not Ford. Yay, we got the truck. Okay. We're leaving these two guys here. If we can get with this guy on our own. At least he has all-wheel drive. No. Well, it's a good tires. Here is a bit different, but I mean, technically it's probably not much different, but like I would say there are a lot of people that own animals, but things like that are here, like I would say only in the villages. You're not gonna see much of that in the outers of towns, and you're not gonna see here many like people living somewhere on their own, as you say, like no neighbors and stuff. You're gonna still live in a community with like a village or something if you want to own animals and have, I mean, to be honest, that would be nice for me, I would say later in life, with the family, to move somewhere out there if I can get like some kind of career based only on internet, so I don't have to like visit offices and stuff like that in the town every few days or every day or something like that. I mostly move in the main city because of the jobs, and that's the reason most people move into the one of couple big cities here in Serbia. So if you get an apartment that you live in, how often do you have to pay the person that owns the land? You don't. That's like everybody owns one or more apartment if in that building, and we all share property of that parcel of land where the building is. So you don't pay, you're not renting anything. It's probably, yeah, the definition of village is probably very different, yeah. Village is small town without a school. I mean, villages are kind of small towns also. Some have schools, some don't. I don't think that's the definition of it. They usually have school system is totally different here, so... But yeah. What really continues being village rather than town over there? To be completely honest, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's definition that makes something village and not the small town. I have no idea. There is probably something, if I Google that, I will find what is... I don't think it's number of people. I don't know, actually. Because villages do have schools, I know that. They have kindergartens, they have schools. I have actually no idea. Maybe it's... actually, no. Actually, I have no idea. What makes something village and what makes something town? Like, it's based on what? You got me thinking, dude. Huh, which is rare. Me thinking, I mean. Come on, turn. I mean, it's a long track. So yeah. Here, if you get apartment, one person owns the land and everybody who lives has to pay the landlord. The person who owns the land monthly to continue to live there. I mean, that's more like renting to me. You rent apartment. That's like one person is owning the land and the building, and he rents you the one apartment in that building. There is that here. Usually, and it's very rare that here one person owns the whole building. It can be done. There is probably cases, but it's very rare. Here, I would say all apartments based on the size has percentage of the land where the apartment building is built. And like if somebody has 50% of apartments, he owns 50% of the land, but he cannot do... But I mean, he can't do anything with the land. I mean, I guess in the voting you will have to have 51%, I guess. I mean, it's different how things are owned. I mean, not how things are owned. It's different what's usual there and usual here. Like here you will rarely see somebody. I mean, there is probably people that are super rich that owns who knows how many buildings, but you usually own one apartment in the building. And when you buy it, you just pay the state the utilities, right? The tax, the electricity, water, whatever goes in utilities. Okay, so we're gonna go in the garage first to set up this, to see what option this guy has. It's rare to own your own house here. Oh. Here is not. Here is like everybody started with houses, I would say. So you can just pay once and live in apartment. You buy it. Technically, it's very expensive. I mean, it's expensive depending where it is and stuff like that. But it's weird. It's like buying. You're buying that apartment, so you just pay. Yeah, exactly. After that, you just pay utilities. Yeah. So like imagine there somebody, as you say, landlord owns the building, and instead of renting apartment, you buy it. You pay much more, like expensive lot, but you own it, and then you just pay utilities. Yeah. I guess that's not often or not done there, but that's like the usual. That's how things are done here. I mean, still you can rent. There is people who are renting. Like if I buy at some point, which is hopefully someday, but not that percentage is not that good on that. If I buy another apartment, I will probably rent it. But yeah, you're not gonna see, like, there is probably some landlords that have whole building, but it's probably not that often. I mean, it can be done if you're super rich. You get some piece of land, buy it off, and just build a building. Get contractor, build a building, and then you rent the whole thing. I guess if you are rich enough, why not? The whole thing is why people in America hate landlords. People have jobs where they simply own the land. They don't have a job other than taking instead income from people living in their property. I mean, I don't know why they hate them, but that's renting. That's I mean, that exists here. A lot of people are living in rented apartments. Depending on the landlord, there is shit people here too. I mean, I mean, it's not landlord here; it's owner of apartment. So imagine me renting the apartment that I just furnish it fully and decide to rent it, right? That's a good temp. Nice, dollar. Felt good, eh? Our system just makes that the standard. I guess. I mean, I don't see what would. I mean, if you find a landlord that's willing to sell apartment, I guess it would be same as here. Once you buy, technically buy. I don't know how. Yeah, how lows would be set up for something like that here, but I guess there is a way. Why wouldn't there be one? If it's here, there must be a way to... I don't know. If you want to buy a house, the cost is much higher because people can rent them out to make more money. If you're only living in it, you're not making anything back. That's true. I mean, I'm not gonna earn anything by living in an apartment. I mean, but yeah. But there is no... I would say you don't pay extra here for... I mean... I don't know, like when it comes to taxes, like yearly or something like that, you probably pay more like, let's say you have same value of, oh, that's even weird, apartment and building. I don't know what would you pay more. Not a building, apartment and house. I don't know, like, I don't know the laws, the economic part of it, to know what will cost more tax. I mean, technically in that, if you own the house, you would also pay for the land. And then depends on how much land you have. I don't know. It's hard to explain the system in where you live is blowing my mind, and it feels like mine isn't heard of. It's not. Like, there is differences. The thing is, we just don't know them. But probably everything makes some kind of sense, right? So let's see what we get. S with C. Unfortunately, you can't see, does this move a little bit more? I guess it does. We get durability, we don't care about it. Engine featuring improved from the acceleration and power output. Heavily engine variant tuned to better acceleration durability. Okay, so you get acceleration. As well, increase power at the cost of fuel. Okay, so we're gonna use the fuel like crazy. You're absolutely paying more for renting an apartment in the long run here. Of course you do. It's same here, but you cannot buy a house because you are paying rent when you want to buy one. Yeah, that's the hard part. Yeah, that's the hard part here. What people are doing here, but when they have enough money, they like pay, let's say, 30-40% of the house, or like people who are living in rented apartments here, they usually start gathering money on the side as much as they can, so they will leave the rented apartment as soon as possible, because it's the same thing here. You are paying the rent for something you don't own, right? You're paying a lot monthly, but they will take like some house somewhere or buy some apartment, but they will pay like 30-40% of apartment, and the rest they will take the loan. So they will pay the loan for, I don't know, 10 years, 20 years, the loan. And that monthly payment of the loan would be similar or a little bit higher than the rent. Something like that. You just make process of owning a house really hard if you do not come from a family that doesn't own the land. It's the same here. Like, it's much with the salaries here, it's very hard to own, to get to the point of owning the house or apartment if you don't own the land. I'm lucky that the land where the building was built was ours, not mine, but that's how I got to the point of owning apartment. It's the same thing. I mean, it's just pure math. Like, if you don't own the land and just build a house or inherit a house, you have to buy everything. Okay, gearbox. Oof. I don't like having one. I know this is better, but oof. Built for increased top speed and higher gear count, as well as a minor increase in fuel efficiency and resilience, but only leaving regular low. I like having low plus. So I guess we're gonna go advanced. Oof, that's a high cost of fuel. Ooh, damn it. Hulking monstrosity of the gearbox. This variant allows you to fine-tune the low gear. I don't care about fine-tuning. Rigging transition in exchange for increased fuel consumption, but we're gonna go for. I like having options to go low plus. Let's go for this. It's probably the best, and we'll see. We may change it later. Ours is like that here. So have someone, normally a bank, purchase your house, then paying them until here you. I mean, technically, yes. Okay, what happened to other? You just wrote okay. He came from the bat, damn good bat, as he said, and he was like, okay. Paying them until you pay the value of interest. Yeah, it's similar, yeah. Much harder to get that loan. I think here you probably, if you don't pay the loan, they can, depending on how much they take your stuff or something. I mean, I guess that's usually. You said that you will mute the chat. I didn't say that. I mean, what do you mean mute the chat? I can't mute the chat. You're listening to somebody else, Todor. You are not able to speak, so it's hard to mute you. You can just write. Yeah, it's a similar. I mean, it's a similar key. You have to have some backup to get the loan. I mean, in a lot of cases here, they allow it, but some lower loans, not high loans, if you have a good steady job. Like if you're working for over X amount of time in one job, and you have, like, if there is. I don't know. Yeah, I want to move there. No, just the hair dryer. Sorry. Todor, you're confusing me more than a brand right now. Hey, Torpedo. Coming and getting a home. Dude, for anybody that's living elsewhere and can have strictly remote online jobs, I would recommend. I mean, here there is issue of crazy corrupt government and stuff like that, like very corrupt. But somebody who can work for good amount of money remotely, I would suggest maybe wait for government to change, but coming here, I mean, technically, they don't even care. You don't care about government if you're working for like some company in US or something remotely, because with the salaries you have there, you're gonna live like king here. Not much, Torpedo. We're talking about the differences in US and here, like differences in apartment buildings and stuff like that. Alexis works for US government. Ooh. Hey Alex, Apex Legends season level finally here. Yay. Xbox decided to do me some good, and now on the Xbox servers work, so my internet is going at 400. 400 of what? Mainly just economics differences, yeah. Okay, so we got this. We can't raise it. Ooh, we have mud tires already on. We're gonna get better ones. Ooh, the bouncy ones. These are good. Unfortunately, not for off-road, it looks like. This is good tires. They are not the big ones, but they are... I don't remember seeing these ones before. That's good. So, advanced heavy. We have a diff lock option. Look at the difference. Front facing, sell. Okay, now let's see what we have. Can own. I guess technically she works for our state government, not the US government. I mean, that's still government. Anyways, 20 gigabytes in 10 minutes. Wow. That's a good internet, Alex. The Tatra was Russian truck, right? I think, yeah. Yes, Apex and installing, but no, that's huge. The new update is 70 gigabytes? Oh shit. Not good tires. Which one? These one? Good God, not 20. 20 is how much I got in 10 minutes. Oh! Again, good internet. If you get 20 in 10 minutes. Torpedo, what do you say about tires? So we have the same loading craze. Trunk repair supply. What do you mean trunk? It's a roof. Oh, look at that fuel. Same as another type. Whoa, 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 what's this?